Okay. So if you don't mind, can you tell me who you are and where do you want to be by this time 2 years from now?
Well, Damone, I'm a old film student at CSUN, and I guess 2 years from now, I'd like to at least, I guess, have an internship with, I guess one of the studios is planning on, well, hoping to be able to work for, like Warner Brothers and such.
You mentioned Warner Brothers. That's interesting. I just got off the phone with somebody from Warner Brothers. Why Warner Brothers?
I don't know, overall, I kind of like the quality of the projects that I see coming from them more often than most places.
Okay.
Shows, movies. Unlike someone like Disney, they Disney's like stick with the family friendly brand, whereas Warner Brothers is kind of a bit more varied. Like they could make a family cartoon, they could make an adult superhero TV show, they could make a reality show, stuff like that. They have more range.
Okay, great. There's an event happening April 4th and 5th. I'm going to try and see if I can get some passes. I'm not sure, it might be late, but I'm going to put this, let me see if I can share my screen and show you what this event is, because it's very germane to what it is that I'd like to introduce new partners. And I'm looking literally at this interview and trying to find partners, whether they be young, old, or people in between. I'm looking for everybody to be a partner, even if they still need a little room to grow. But I would like to send a couple of partners to this event. So let me see if I can bring my screen. And let me see here. That's not it. This organization is called the Future of Storytelling. And they put together webinars and all kinds of other activities that put everybody in the driver's seat of the future. And their next event is going to be at Warner Brothers Studios. Let me go to LinkedIn so I can show you a little bit better here. And by the way, do you have a LinkedIn?
Oh, yeah, I have a LinkedIn.
Okay, good. Well, I'm fumbling around here trying to get to the future storytelling. This is, I think the link, hopefully this will be it here. Here it is. So this is a virtual and a physical event in June. Virtually, it's going to be obviously online, but it will be at the Warner Brothers Studios, June 20th. And I'm going to be meeting with, have you ever been to Warner Brothers Studio?
No.
In Burbank? Okay, yeah.
I've only seen it.
Unfortunately, there was an event that has been canceled because of COVID that one of my partners, AT&T, produced with Warner Brothers that gave everybody a chance to see the studio, but also have symposiums and all kinds of other experiences where people got a chance to see the future of storytelling in a much more 360-degree way. But this is kind of an iteration of the future of storytelling 2022. And I want you to look at this as the kind of activity that my partners will help to plan, produce, and execute for other people who are yet to be students or yet to be partners of that Carr Foundation for the Performing Arts. What I do is I actually have the task of getting people into the workforce by giving them an opportunity to plan and execute these activities that could be anything from a podcast to a full-blown broadcast production, concert, anything that will allow everybody to work with all the materials and all the elements that will help them execute an event that will be either sponsored or partnered with people who hold us accountable for something called return on investment. Have you ever heard that term before?
Investment?
Return on investment.
But I'm assuming it's making the money back.
Yeah. Well, it's not only the money, but money is important, but some people really hold their brands in high esteem, and their brands are priceless. You can't take an amount of money and attach it to someone's brand. So the return on investment is that all people, I think, in this digital space that we're in now are trying to increase their brand value. And some of it is acquisition, some of it is in leverage, and most of it is in trying to attract talent. And there's no amount of money you can put on that. So really the return on investment is keeping your brand and your profile high, higher than anybody can afford to pay. So nobody essentially can actually give you a dollar or a numeration to what your value is. And that's what I'm hoping to find with all my partners, is a way for you to take your value and make sure that no one can interpret or determine your value but you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, right now, somebody could pay you $15 an hour, but that's not your value. But that's what they're willing to pay. And if you negotiate that and you decide to take it on, well, great. But I want you to think of yourself, if you come on board with us, as priceless. No one can determine anything other than yourself in terms of your fair market value. So what I really want to do is find partners who want to learn the business of sports, entertainment, and media. That's broad, very broad, but the business of the business means that everything that makes those things inside of sports, entertainment, and media work. Because, at the end of the day, it's business. And it is money. And it is all the other things that make this thing more of kind of I would call in the metaverse, I would call it something. Have you ever heard of a term called decentralized? You ever heard of a DAO? DAO?
Yeah. Can't say that I have.
You have?
No.
Okay, yeah. So there's this thing called blockchain right now that is creating things that are decentralizing the way that people look at money. So blockchain is being a way to create a new value system for everything. So what's been the craze right now is crypto. And part of that whole realm is something called non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Have you heard of NFTs?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So I'm going to stop right now and stop talking. What do you know about NFTs?
I know a lot.
Well, tell me what you know. I mean, tell me anything that you've heard or anything that just, because that's where we're going to take off on is NFTs. What has what's been the one thing that you've learned about the word NFTs, and if you can't tell me what NFT stands for, based on your little knowledge of it. NFTs.
Non-fungible token, right?
Say that one more time.
Not sure if I got this right, but non-fungible token, right?
That's right. Okay, did you look that up?
Huh?
You didn't look that up. Okay, great. All right. So a non-fungible token is just the funnel. It's at the end of the funnel for what it is that we're going to be trying to do as Dakar and our partners. So that workshop on June 20th is going to be one of the activities that I'd like to feature as something that I'd like to have our students prepared for, our partners prepared for. Because if we get a chance to go, I want to plan on capturing and telling a story of everything that we learned and experienced while we're there on the Warner Brothers studio, and then do post-production so that we can push it back as something that we can then make a NFT experience. It could be a podcast, it could be a collectible, it could be a memorabilia piece, it could be anything that we can create as intellectual property that we were able to interpret. Music, video, merchandise, but it's really tokenizing the experience. So I'm going to ask you if you are interested in working with an organization that's in the space of NFTs. Let me know now. If not, then we're probably not going to be a good match. So are you interested at all in looking at NFTs and where it's going?
I don't think that I am.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And if you can't tell me, why not? Because no pressure, but I just want to give you a chance to tell me why NFTs don't excite you right now.
Mostly bad word of mouth, and I guess I'm a bit susceptible to that sort of thing.
Say it one more time.
I'd mostly just say bad word of mouth, but that's just.
No, go ahead. We're recording this, but try to be as gentle as you can, because I'd like to know, this is why I'm asking you, because I want to know there might be other people out there who have the same feeling you do. So it's just a bad feeling.
Yeah, somewhat. I'm guessing most of the people that you probably be talking to about this get most of their information through osmosis rather than, look it up themselves, which through that is bad word of mouth. From what I can tell, it's most I hear is, I guess it has something to do with I can't remember offhand. That's a problem, but
it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. I mean, it just didn't sound very good. From whoever you heard it from, it just didn't sound very good. And the whole idea of NFTs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Well, NFT is only a small part of what my organization and the organization I'm working with do, but it is the byproduct of what they do and what I'd like to get involved with. But it is, video, it is music, it's broadcast, it's merchandising, it's storytelling, it's all of those things. NFT just happens to be one of the things that are the byproducts of all of the things I've just mentioned. And something that
so a small part of a whole.
Say that again?
Small part of a whole. Small part of it.
So NFTs are just something that I'm interested in from a business model standpoint, because we've determined that we can be major players in this marketplace. Where NFTs are right now and where they're going is what Origin does. They have some really cool technology as well as some capabilities to take digital media to another level. But you know, in all fairness, I want to leave something with you, just so that you can actually give this a second thought. I'm going to give you, I'm going to screen share with you what Origin is, because you may be surprised if you haven't really heard about Origin. I want you to take a look at this being your first introduction to this organization. It's pretty powerful. It's a Swiss nonprofit organization, and it has some very explosive technology, but it uses all of the elements of storytelling. So I'm going to play this video for you real quick. Yeah, so one of the things that Origin does, and it does it, NFTs, crypto, blockchain, decentralized autonomous organizations, all of that stuff sounds like it's the wild, wild west. It's not regulated, it's not safe, it's very little stability. But what Origin does is it attempts to bring the kind of transparency and authenticity to the creative process that very few people can do. As a matter of fact, very few people even promote it. So they're not even a corporation. It's a Swiss nonprofit organization that provides a lot of the kind of best practices of what not to do if you want to get into things like NFTs, if you want to get into the areas that NFTs are going to go into, where all people are looking for the next new thing, the next. But their partners are Rolex watches, De Beers diamonds. Have you ever heard of a thing called, ever heard of the blood diamonds? The
Blood diamonds?
Yeah, blood diamonds.
I think I've heard of them. Well, sounds familiar.
Yeah, so blood diamonds are the diamonds that are manufactured in places in Africa where people literally are killed, they're slaughtered, and those diamonds are certified as non-humankind friendly. And people who buy these diamonds want to know sometimes that these weren't diamonds that people gave their lives for in Africa. So authenticity and certification to find something on the marketplace, whether it be diamonds or a Rolex watch or any type of memorabilia, it could be a cartoon book or it could be anything. You need to know that this is authentically not a bad thing or a copy or it's been pirated. All the things you may have heard of that make NFTs and everything kind of bad and crazy. What this organization does is it gives a stamp of approval and certification to anything that's created. So that's why I like the whole idea of working with them, is that they provide that transparency and certification that says that this is what it is. And so they've partnered with the organizations that are auction houses who market and sell the top art in the world, Christie's and Sotheby's. So the whole notion is, if people are interested in getting into the space, they get into it with a certification of safety. So that's Origin. Could you imagine having a Origin Foundation for everything that's creative, so that nobody ever has to get ripped off, or everybody ever has to fear about having their intellectual property stolen? That's really what they do. So it doesn't matter if it's an NFT or if it's a music piece or if it's any intellectual property. They become a clearinghouse to make sure that it is what it's supposed to be for commerce. So that's pretty much the whole idea, but they have some very explosive technology and how they capture and render and produce these digital assets. So does this sound a little less scary or bad than what I explained when I said I want to chase down NFTs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I want you to do before you make a decision on anything about me is I want to know a little bit more about you, so that I can see, again, if this is a good match for both of us. What are you looking to do in the next 30 to 60 days with your life, so I can actually see if we are a good match for each other in terms of work-related experience?
Well, for the next 30 to 60 days, if this doesn't, our guys probably search for other internships and I guess some other, I guess also local jobs around here to start making some money, because, gas prices being what they are.
Yes. So money. So how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
22.
22. Okay. Are you capable of filling out an application for a experience? I can guarantee you, if you can fill out an application, I can guarantee you 120 hours of work experience, where you get a minimum of $15 an hour for learning, and then possibly more as you hit milestones of being able to apply your learning to building value in our team. But if you work on our internship, I can guarantee you 120 hours at $15 an hour to work with us. That's the start. You get $20 hours just to learn before you have to actually be on the clock for producing any results. So that's one of the things that I would offer, but you have to be between 18 and 24. And you'd literally be working with the city of LA as my partner, the city of Los Angeles, being working with the mayor's office. So is that something you'd like to take a look at? Because there's a ceiling and then there's a floor. The floor is $15 an hour at 120 hours of guaranteed funding. But the ceiling is unlimited. I don't know how much money you want to make, but I plan on making enough money to make sure that I fund projects that have nothing to do with NFTs, but I'd like them to look at NFTs as a way for them to become as marketable and as profitable as they can become. So we can start at making sure that that's what I can offer and see if that's a match for you. But all it is an application that can guarantee you that this would be a paid internship experience. Have you been offered any other paid internship experiences yet?
Not so far.
Okay. Would you be willing to look at this paid internship opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you the application, and I'm also going to send you a survey. The survey is something I'd like you to fill out whether or not you want to work with us or not, because it gives us a chance to get better in understanding how we can look at the pool of students in the California State University systems. I'm an alumni of California State University, San Jose State. San Jose State. I went to San Jose State I graduated in 1979, before you were born, from San Jose State. But I'm part of the California State University Entertainment Alliance. And part of the program is that we want to make sure that all California State University seniors and alums get work experience that help them give back to a system of people who are going to be in your position by this time next year. So literally, the California State University Entertainment Alliance is the reason why Anna Marie and I are working together. So you'd have to work through a couple of things. The California State University Entertainment Alliance would like you to get an internship through CSUEA. You know Julianne Sipos? She's the internship coordinator for Cal State Northridge.
Do you read that? I think it kind of that's staticky.
Okay. Do you know Julianne Sipos? She's the internship coordinator for California State University, Northridge.
The name sounds familiar. I guess I'd have to check the emails again.
Yeah. So that's the person that Anna Marie mentioned in her email that we have to try and qualify through Julianne how to get the internship cured, because there's, I think, in addition to course credits, there's some other things that could be beneficial to both of us. But the $15 an hour guaranteed is from the city of LA. And then my organization, Dakar, we stack on top of the California State University Entertainment Alliance, Cal State Northridge, and the city of LA, we stack on other benefits, like getting an IMBD credit. You know what IMBD is?
IMBD. No.
Okay. So yeah, IMBD is anybody who's a writer, director, producer, anybody who's worked on above or below the line productions for a project at Warner Brothers, they get something called an IMBD credit. IMBD credit gets you into the guilds, the unions, above and below the line production. I'll show you the IMBD database, because this is the one thing that you can't buy is an IMBD credit. And working with me.
Oh. Yeah.
You know what it is?
That I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of my professors are on there.
Right. So what I'm going to be offering is an IMBD credit for any of the projects you work on. And that goes to your portfolio, but what it really does is the collateral that gives you a chance to say that I belong. And no one can take that away from you, because you can't buy that. Okay? So the stack is, again, California State University Entertainment Alliance, California State Northridge, City of LA, and Dakar. Those are the four pieces that will be part of your experience if you decide to work with me. Okay? Okay. So, all right, Ben. Well, we spent a good 30 something minutes. Do you have any questions, suggestions, or comments? Because I'm going to send you the application and the survey, and to see if we can start to figure out, how to match each other up. Any questions?
None I can think of offhand. No.
Okay. So I'll send it to the CSUN address. And by the way, when do you graduate?
I think early next year.
So so you'll be graduating fall semester?
Yeah. I
Okay.
switched majors kind of late, so I still have some required courses for this major to get rid of, but I got most of them done. It's just congratulations in advance, man. Are you excited? Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
But right now you just need some money. Gas. We need some gas money. Hey, what part of where in the valley do you live, or do you live in the valley?
I live in I live in the Antelope Valley, Lancaster.
Lancaster. Okay. Okay. Do you have a car? Obviously, if you need gas. Okay. Is there any other form of transportation that gets you from Lancaster to LA to work on projects? Do you just in case your car conked out? Have you learned how to ride a transit or a bus? Because I have one student that lives in Lancaster that's figured out how to get to the trains. Use the train to get to LA.
I usually catch the bus if
Okay.
I can't drive somewhere.
Okay. So, all right, cool. So Lancaster, but you do have a car though when you need to drive.
Yeah.
You do have. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, man. Well, I'm excited about the possibilities of working together. So, I'll send you some information, and good looking out. And we'll be talking soon. Okay.
All right.
Okay, man. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye bye.